What is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more videos. And in today's video, Mr. Olympias, who won the Olympia with gyno. Now, I made a video quite a while ago talking about, Flex Wheeler and Ronnie Coleman, and I mentioned Ronnie Coleman had gyno. And I don't think a Mr. Olympia champion should have gyno because it just doesn't look great. People have been commenting about, it doesn't matter. Like, gyno, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares about gyno, whatever else. Obviously, like, it didn't hinder them winning the Olympia, but I mean, I just don't care to see it. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's an obvious sign of PED usage. Obviously, like the muscle itself is an obvious sign. I mean, these guys weighing 250, 240, like, none of that's natural. Like, it doesn't look, any bit of natural at all. But, when you slap some gyno on top of that, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, all right, whatever. But I mean, obviously they still won, so it didn't hurt their victory at all. Like, they still managed to achieve the win. They got standouts on their, coffee table, wherever they place it. It doesn't matter. But there are actually two, maybe three Olympia champions. Actually, no, there's really only two, honestly, who had gyno. Ronnie Coleman and Franco Colombo. Everyone else, for the most part, had, a pretty flat chest. Lee Haney, he had a little puffiness, but really wasn't like full-blown gyno. Dorian was pretty flat. Jay Cutler was pretty flat in the chest. When I say flat chest, I mean flat nipples, like it wasn't protruding or puffy. Dex Jackson, he's a blade man, like, flat as fuck. Phil Heath, Sean Roden, Arnold. So it's like, I mean, there's been like two champions that you can think of who's actually really had gyno. Ronnie, he is so freaking big that his muscle almost was, how do I put it? Like, he has so much muscle that it made the gyno less noticeable. Like, his lower chest was so freaking thick, so freaking massive. It hung so much that you didn't even see the gyno until he did like a, front double bicep. That's the only time you could ever notice gyno on Ronnie. Side chest, no gyno. Front lat spread, no gyno. Side tricep, most muscular. No other pose you'll ever find Ronnie showcasing any kind of gyno because his muscle was so thick everywhere else in every other pose that, I mean, hey, like, you really didn't notice it at all, so it's not a knock. So he only showcased gyno in literally one pose, which is the front double bicep. And you know what? I mean, it didn't look horrible. Like, it wasn't like the worst ever gyno we ever saw on stage. I mean, definitely have seen worse on the amateur circuit, as well as, obviously other competitors as well. So, I mean, although Ronnie had gyno, me on a personal level, I don't care for it. I think it actually should be marked down. But even if you mark Ronnie down for gyno, he still wins overall, because when you talk about the sheer thickness and size and detail, separation of the muscle, you could have like big drippy hanging nipples on Ronnie. He might still win just from the sheer size of all the muscle. I mean, it's not like it hurt him to win, obviously. But I feel like the Olympia competitor who had the absolute worst gyno, I should say the Olympia champion, was Franco Colombo. And Franco only really had gyno when he won the 1981 Olympia. I never noticed gyno in any of his other performances other than the 81 Olympia. And I'm not exactly sure. I mean, obviously, he's coming back after, quite some time off of bodybuilding. So he's probably jumping on some stuff that he's never tried before. Probably not doing any AIs or anything. So, he just like went into it, man. He just like jumped into it. And yeah, like he developed some gyno and, it was pretty freaking noticeable. I mean, the majority of all his chest poses from the 1981 Mr. Olympia, very, very noticeable gyno. There's no hiding it at all. And I think it looks horrible. I'm just being honest. Like, I think it's very apparent. And obviously, rest in peace to Franco. Very great, amazing Olympia champion. Not taking anything away from his entire career. I'm talking about just one specific performance, 1981 Olympia, where he showcased some gyno. Now, I don't think the gyno was bad enough for him not to win. Like, I never said that these guys don't deserve to win the Olympia because of gyno. I just said I don't care for it on an Olympia champion. I don't care to see it. I don't think an Olympia champion should have gyno. But I mean, hey, like, they still had an amazing package. They still brought it. Ronnie obviously was one of the best of all time to ever do it. Overall, it doesn't matter of, winning 8 times or whatever. But yeah, we've only had really 2 Olympia champions overall who showcase any kind of gyno at all. So, I mean, it's not like something we see often. When we do see it, it's kind of like, whoa, gyno in the top 5 Olympia. It's not something that's, like, it's not a common occurrence. But yeah, I just thought I'd make a quick video. We've only had 2 champions who's actually showcased any bit of gyno. That being Ronnie and Franco. Did it hurt them? No. Does it matter? Not really. Do people care? Not really. Do the judges care? Not really. And that's what matters. If the judges don't care, then it's whatever. I mean, obviously they awarded these guys the title with this obvious glaring side effect, and they still won. So I mean, it really doesn't matter, honestly. Like, it's just my opinion. It's just what I think is just my personal preference in terms of what I think a physique should look like. But ultimately, like, I'm not a judge, I'm not a professional, IFBB pro, like, you know, what do I really know, right? So just want to make a quick video in terms of, like, you know, Olympia champions who've had gyno, who's won in the past. Franco, before the 1981 Olympia, man, look, bro, zero gyno. No gyno, zero gyno, freaking amazing, beautiful physique, absolutely phenomenal package. Honestly, could not believe, like, you know, how he looked prior. Like, I believe he won the 1976 Olympia, right? And then he won the 1981. In 76, man, he was amazing. He was actually spectacular. So, anyways, guys, let me know down below what you think about Mr. Olympia champions with gyno. You've only had really 2. Maybe Lee Haney, maybe. Not really. I mean, he was kind of puffy, but not really. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, quick video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment down below. Subscribe. Make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.